How you doing, Mr. DJ? Back tonight on my 70s YouTube channel, time to pick out some lost 45s from the 70s, and did one from the sock hop years, from late 50s and early 60s the other night. So let's swing into the 70s. Outsourcing Billboard's Hot 100, a lost 45 rather. December 1973, December 22nd, 1973, about the week before Christmas. Midnight Rider by Greg Allman making a debut at number 85. And number one, The Most Beautiful Girl by Charlie Rich, produced by Billy Sherrill. Smoking in the Boys' Room by Brownsville Station from number 22 to number 12. But the song I want to talk to you about is all the way down the bottom rungs of Billboard's Hot 100. Could You Ever Love Me Again by Gary and Dave at number 92, up 8 from number 100. Week of December 22nd, 1973. Gary and Dave, if you're from Canada watching this video, you might remember Keith Hampshire, who had some huge hits in Canada in the early 70s. Gary and Dave, I believe on the same record label, also similar style to Keith Hampshire. They went to grade school together, these two guys. Their names, Gary Weeks and David Lloyd Beckett. And they went to grade school together. They were from Canada. And they played in bands, played in numerous bands until 1966. And boy, I tell you, they competed in something called the United Appeal Concert. They competed, these two guys together, just these two guys together. 500 contestants in this contest. That is a very daunting challenge. And those guys, those two guys, Gary and Dave, they came in at number 4 at the United Appeal Concert. Talk about a major infusion of confidence they must have got from that win. That was a pretty big win. Indeed, a couple of years later, they started recording. 1969, signed with Axe Records in 1972, Canadian record label. They came out with 2 singles, didn't do anything. Then 1973 came along, and they came out with the song on Billboard's Hot 100. I forgot the name of it. Could You Ever Love Me Again? Could you ever forgive me again for forgetting the name of that record? Could You Ever Love Me Again by Gary and Dave? They toured with the Stampeders. Remember Sweet City Woman? They toured with the Stampeders, and they released. They had about three top 40 hits in Canada, and this record, Could You Ever Love Me Again, was a hit in Australia as well. But that's about it for Gary and Dave. Very much a mainstream act. And 1974, they had a couple of hits in Canada. They covered, get this, they covered Carole King's 1962 hit, a forgotten 1962 hit by Carole King. It Might As Well Rain Until September. They covered that. They took it up to number 31 in Canada. And they left the music industry. They said goodbye to music in 1975. They had this passion for flying. And they were in their mid-20s by this time, 1975. They pursued a career in flying as pilots. They went back into music for a little while, and then they became pilots for Air Canada, I believe is the name of it. Air Canada. And later on, Gary Weeks became a pastor, later became a missionary to Ireland, moved from Canada to Ireland. So there you go. One hit, one American hit, but it wasn't much of a hit here in the States. Number 1 in Canada, but it peaked at number 92 on Billboard's Hot 100 late 1973. It is Gary and Dave, Could You Ever Love Me Again?